Well, then I saw under the sun that wisdom excels folly, just like how light excels darkness. Thank you so much once again for joining the Pillars Golden Moments. It's always a golden moment. And as you can see, please, we need you alive. God has put so many good things in you. There's so much gold in you. We need you alive to fulfill the purpose for which God created you. So do not forget to always use your sanitizers and stay safe and be who God has indeed purposed for you. It's another exciting time. I'm always excited every time because the guests that come on always give us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding for us to excel in life. And today is no other day but another special golden moment. The first day I met this wonderful, beautiful, humble, it goes on. I just saw the Spirit of God in her. She has a good spirit and wisdom. She is in the person of Mrs. Beatrice Ansu Esubontin. She is the project officer at the non-formal education in charge of regional research and training. Quite a handful, an accolade that shows that she's a very diligent woman pushing education so much in the Bono region. She is an Osofumame, so a very wonderful man of God, very powerful prophet, and also she's a Presbyterian, a good Christian, as I said. But today, our topic is simple, and by the time we are done, you know that the slavery of freedom. It sounds very interesting. The slavery of freedom. Let's go over to Mrs. Beatrice Ansu Esubontin as we have a golden moment deliberating on this powerful topic. Thank you once again for joining the Pillars Golden Moments. Thank you. Mrs. Beatrice, please can I call you Auntie Beatrice?
Yeah.
Okay, you can remove, you are socially distanced. Yes. You are welcome to the Pillars Golden Moments.
Thank you very much.
I always like your smile.
That's my secret.
That's how you charm your husband.
No, it's my brand anyway.
Yes, I like it. I like people who have this. It's called Dre Adjaku. That's God. Beautiful.
Thank you.
You have a very beautiful heart.
People always say that.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I don't want to flatter you. Next week we'll go into Valentine.
Sure.
But today, the slavery of freedom. When you made that statement, I had goose pimples all over me. I was wondering, deep. What about the slavery of wisdom? Or freedom, sorry?
No, the slavery of freedom.
Oh, wow.
That is it. The slavery of freedom. Yeah. I did a little of literature in SS. And it's a figure of speech that is oxymoron. Putting two contrasting words together. That is slavery. How can you be free and at the same time being a slave? And it's something that is happening. We want freedom, but the freedom has led us being slaves. So freedom is good. If you are free, you are at liberty to discover yourself. You can do whatever you want. You can be who you are. Love yourself. But in that freedom, if the freedom is unprotected and unrestrained, it leads to slavery.
That's a mouthful. Well, we are on the Pillars Golden Moments, and just the first statement has thrown me off board. Please share to all your friends. Tell them that it's a golden moment with Auntie Beatrice, the slavery of freedom. That's deep.
Yeah. Let's look at the story of the prodigal son in the Bible. That is from Luke 15, verse 11 to 32. That gentleman had all things at his disposal. The father was rich. He could eat whatever he wants, wear any clothes he wanted. But he told the father, I'm of age. I want to go and explore. I want to discover myself. I want to see more of the world. So give me portion of your wealth and let me go and do whatever I want to do with it. So at that point, he left the instruction, the control, the guidance of the father and went into the world. The Bible said that he went to do whatever he liked with the money that he had, humanizing drinking alcohol, do all sorts of things. Then at the end of the day, the money got finished. There that he realized that he being a prince, a son of a rich man, he is now becoming a slave. So even in the Jewish, what they hate was pig or pork. But he being at that time that he was poor, he couldn't do anything. He couldn't afford meal. So he was even begging for food of the pigs or the pig's food. So you see, freedom when unrestrained leads to slavery. Because he could have been under the guidance of the father, and the father would train him, guide him, do this with the money, go here, go there, don't do this. There and then he would have succeeded in life, but he wanted to be at liberty. He doesn't want any restraint. He doesn't want any control. That leads him to be a slave whilst he was a prince somewhere. That is what is happening in our world today. We want to be free.
We want to be free.
We want to be who we are. We have the money. We can afford whatever we want. We can build the houses. So we don't want God to guide us in our ways. We want to be that, just like that, no restraint. And look at where the world is leading into. If you have money, you can buy all the drinks you want. You can afford all the food you eat. But look at the unhealthy eating, unhealthy lifestyle, where it is leading us to. Obesity is at the ascendancy.
Cholesterol.
That is because we are free to buy whatever we can eat, and we are eating it. We don't want to control whatever we find ourselves doing.
And even if people even want to advise us, we are like,
no,
we have our money,
I'm on my own. I have my money I can afford. So what is it? And this is why we are here. If you look at this COVID that came, when the restrictions were eased a little, we forgot that we are in COVID era and we're doing whatever we want. And the second week, it has taken us.
We are praying that God is going to help us.
Let's pray so. So in fact, if we have the freedom and we don't put ourselves under the control of God, for God to guide us and lead us to the right path, we will end up being slaves. The one secret is truth hurts. Truth hurts, but it heals. So we should try to cultivate the right habit of accepting truth when we are doing. Because it hurts. It hurts. But it will heal you. Yes, it is difficult to accept it. But if we are going up other way, that people see that the way you are treading will lead you to hell, to lead you to something. We must accept that truth in good faith and let us be guided. We don't know all. Nobody knows. Yes. So the road you are taking, somebody have passed there.
Person is even coming back.
Yes. And it didn't end well. So if somebody caution you, be careful where you are going, be careful what you are eating, be careful. We shouldn't be that I want to be at my liberty, I want my freedom, nobody should say anything to me. I know my right, I know what I'm doing. And at the end, we wouldn't like it.
So independence is not always independence.
No.
If it's not controlled.
Yes.
It's like how come we cry.
Wow. Independent, not control. That's why even when we got independent, we find ourselves the Constitution. So that the Constitution will guide us what we should do and what we should not do. If not, we will be doing it because we have freedom, we have independence. So
freedom of speech. So everybody says anything against the president and the minister, and they are just. We shouldn't be so.
That should be guided. So we should be guided. Though you are free, you have your money, you have whatever it is, but be guided. Take godly advice and guide your path so that you won't cry at the end. The end matters most.
End of the thing, just yes. So, Mommy, with this, you are saying that the God we're talking about is those ahead of us. So we should listen to instructions from God, but we don't really hear God so much. It's people who are like our parents, right?
Yeah.
Or who else?
Yeah. God speaks to us through many ways. Even through the creation, the things that He has created speaks to us a lot. Our kids, even the kids that we've given birth to, at times they speak wisdom. Our friends, our parents.
Sometimes your children will see them like, Mommy, why have you put your hand in? Move your hand. What are you thinking about? It's God who's.
That is it.
It's wonderful.
It's very wonderful. At any given point in time in our life, God used something to speak to us, even some distraction in our way.
I like that.
Could be God, a means of God talking to us. So we should always avail ourselves that whatever I'm doing, I don't know all. So if somebody cautions me, somebody advises, no matter the standard of the person, the level, we must accept it and take the good advice that the person is giving to us so that our life will be guided.
As you were speaking, I just looked around. You know, we are around some universities. And you realize that some of the young ladies, you can tell from the way they act that when they're in the houses, their dressings are different, their attitude is different. And when you see them on campus and you see them around, sometimes you wonder, did they come to school to study? Did they come to do their own private business? What did they come to do? Because you could see that the freedom is overboard. What do you think about that?
Yeah, because when they were under the control of their parents, they saw it as punishment. They didn't see the good that the parents wanted for them. So now, my mother is not here, my father is not here, I can do whatever I want. That is why they are living their way. But if they could have known that this and this that my mother is telling me not to do is for the good, but it's not punishing me, they wouldn't go the other way when they are free, because he himself or herself has accepted the training and have understood that this is a godly training, and when I take it, my life will end well. So whether my mother is there, my father is not there, I'll go accordingly. But since they saw it as a punishment, now I'm free, and that freedom will lead them astray, will lead them somewhere, and he will come out with the grade that you can't even mention. Some people attempted grade, and they will blame the devil. That is it.
Well, I'm not really happy because it's really serious. Most of us are taking the freedom overboard, and we are doing. So you see this young lady, protect yourself, abstain from sex, do so many things. They think you're worrying them, as you said, but in the long run, they become slavery to barrenness, slavery to marital pressure, because after giving birth, getting married, 2, 3, 4 years, and they don't get children out of the abortions or some other things, they tend to blame it on someone else, but they caused their own slavery because they had the freedom to do what they had to do. What about the boys too? Where can the boys get their slavery from?
Yeah, the boys, it's all start from peer pressure, as we know, alcoholism, taking of reading, drugs addiction, then even the improper dressing can lead them somewhere. Because for the improper dressing, for instance, I was one in the bus from Kumasi to Sunyani. When we go to the barrier, the policeman just looked through the car and picked one guy from it. Because looking at the haircut, the dressing, the bag that the guy was wearing, he suspected something. He suspected something. So he searched only the guy. So all of us, we were like, oh, why? But in fact, looking at the dressing,
it looked like an armed robber.
That is sort of. So, the trend, that this is trending can lead you somewhere. So our boys need to understand that it's not all fashion that we need to follow. We should guide where we move to, the friends that we move with, the conversation that even we listen to. Because what enters your mind sticks, and you will be pushed to follow because you've heard your friends, this is what is happening, you need to have a girlfriend, you need to taste more alcohol, you need to. Yes,
you really
yes, if you don't do it, you are at tomorrow, you are. So you'll be tempted to follow it, forgetting the training that you've gotten from your parents. And if you are not careful, addiction is there. If you are addicted, it can end you in the psychiatric, which is,
well, please go back to Ranti Adjaku, Ranti, on our Facebook and YouTube and watch the previous programs, powerful programs by different guests. We had one on imposed discipline. Whether you are self-disciplined or imposed, you will love that one too, in connection with what we are doing today, the slavery of freedom. Before we continue, I want you to know that this is one of the beautiful moments that when you are giving a gift to a friend or a loved one, at the weddings, funerals, you package it beautifully like this. Okay, so you can always call on us for us to give you powerful paper bags. And also, our 1,000 gold pass continue. These are beautiful things we give to orphans and rural children. These are, we have masks, we have crayons, so many things, books, face masks, so many things. And we have packed sold it, giving it to the rural children. Last week we were at Mintuka, one of the surrounding villages in Sunyani, and we went to put a golden smile on the face of over 150 children and come and see what happened. I was so much felt. I mean, it was touching. Why? Some of the children, beautiful items, just to push them to be who God has purposed them to be. You can always come on board and join the pillars so that we go around putting golden smiles on the faces of children. And also, I want to encourage you that wherever you are going, wear your nose mask. Is safe for us because God wants you alive to fulfill your purpose. The slavery of freedom. Mommy, so I remember when I was in school, my father was more like a jata, you know jata, lion. Sorry, please pardon my cough. So when I went to the university, it was like the cat is away, the mice will play. But as you rightly said, because of the Christian principles we have been taught, and we understand that it's for our own good and not of evil to lead us to unexpected, and we took it in good faith. Hence, most of the people who are taking the freedom overboard, is it that they don't understand it, or they feel that, well, I can always change in the end. Whatever happens, I can swerve the consequences. Is it that easy?
No. What I always advise parents to do is, in disciplining our children, we should let them understand why we are doing it and the consequences of the way they wanted to go. The end of it. So if the child understands why you are putting the child through that way, he will know that it's not for evil, but it's for good. I stayed with my auntie, and she was trying to teach me management in the house, how we manage food, we manage money. But since I didn't understand her, I took her to be a wicked woman. So I was always complaining. My mother, if she gives me maybe 5 cedis, she expects me to utilize it effectively. So if she will give me 5 cedis for 2 days, and me as a child, I will spend on the next day, she will not give me money. She expects me that I will use it for the 2 days that he asked me. So I didn't understand. I was always complaining.
She was being wicked.
Yes. So I grew and I became a mother. Then I understood that this woman was teaching me something. Now I know how to manage my money. I know how to manage food. I know how to but this is the mistake most of us we do as parents. We don't let them know. If my auntie had told me that, this is what I want you to do. That's why I give you the money in bulk. Don't spend it all one day. This portion it. I would have appreciated what she was doing. So this is the mistake most of us we do. We have the good intention, but we don't communicate the intention to our kids. So they take it to be punishment, we being wicked. So when we are not there, praise the Lord. But if they understand what we intend for them, they will be guided even if we are not there.
Do you know with what you said, most women put too much pressure on their husbands because they don't know management. If she gets the money, use it all. buy all the food, eat all the
You
food.
go back to zero.
It means you you look inside and you see your face inside. But they will spend it, but you should learn, so it is relief.
Yeah, so that is the slavery of the freedom. You will get the money. Since you are not guided, nobody is managing, you spend all.
That's why most of us cannot attain our business plans or work on our calendar, because the money that comes in at the end of the month as salary, we end up spending all, and we don't save some too.
I have
For
the
a
money.
project.
I have the money, so I can do whatever I want to do with it.
No,
I'm
that's
not.
not
I don't have any plans for the money I have.
budgeting.
Yes, I've not budgeted it. So before the money comes, I've already spent it in my mind. I don't, because I've not budgeted.
Not even your mind, sister. We spent it already physically.
So we will end up going back to zero. That is the slavery of the freedom we have.
So in our mental life, in our emotional life,
It
in our
cuts
character, in our
across.
finances,
Even in the phone that we use, the mobile phone that we are using it, we don't have timelines for the usage. Since I have my phone,
You have your
I
data,
have my
you
data.
do anything.
Yes. So have you sit down to calculate the amount you spend on buying data?
sister.
It's not easy. If we had been guided that monthly I'm spending 20 cedis, so every day I will use 2 hours or 1 hour on Facebook, WhatsApp, search. So you are guided. Though you have your freedom, what they will you have your phone. I have the money, I can buy the data, but you guide how you use it.
And even the information you even put inside you, as you rightly said,
What the information, so you know this site I won't visit, this message I won't read, and it will save your heart, it will save your mind, it will save your life.
it will also save your time.
And that is it will save your time. So though freedom is good, we are not saying freedom, but it needs to be controlled, it needs to be protected, it needs to be guided.
I think with education, you are an educationist. I know you understand. Can I then say that most of the people who may not have been able to finish school or are truants, is it because they have early freedom or they took wrong decisions?
Yes.
Because some of us could have gone further, but because of some issues, is it because we had that freedom earlier?
I will say yes and no. Because as a kid, at times you don't know the end of some of the decisions we take. So if we are at liberty, nobody is guiding you. And you as a kid too, you don't have that personal vision. Some of our children, though they are young, but they have vision. They know what they want to be in future. So given the freedom, they can make the right choices for themselves. But some need to be guided. So if you leave the child just like that, Jack, where are you moving right, left, everywhere, he will end up not becoming anybody because he didn't have plan for him or herself, and you too as a parent, you didn't have the plan for you, so you couldn't guide the child. So it's yes or no. Some, if you leave them, they can move their way because they have that plan for them. But some too need to be guided. Even the freedom in whatever way needs to be controlled.
So, you are into non-formal education. Do you think it's too late for someone to come back and retrace their steps? Is it too late?
In non-formal, even now, one of our motto is, it's never too late to learn. It's never too late to learn. No matter where you've reached in life, if you realize your mistake, that's like the prodigal son that I use for illustration. When he realized that where he is not his place, it's not his portion.
He was in slavery.
Yes, he was in slavery. He went back to the father, and the father accepted him. So no matter where you've reached in life, if you come to yourself that where I am going, it won't end me well, and you come back to trace where you fell and you stood up again, and with the help of God and with godly guidance, you will make it in life.
So that's where the role of mentors and
That is
pastors and people ahead of you should come in.
should come in. So you identify the person who can help you to get to where you want to be. Since you didn't know, so you fell along the way. There are people, as I said, who have passed through that path that you've fallen. So you must seek for help. What should I do? If it is in trading, where did I go wrong? What didn't I do right that it has ended me this way? So henceforth, you need to seek for advice, for guidance, for those who have been successful in wherever you want to go, be it in education, trade, anything, artists, anywhere. There are people who have made it in marriage, anywhere. You will get somebody to
Well, we are still on the Pillars Golden Moment, and today we are with Auntie B, let's call her that,
Yes.
and the slavery of freedom. Some of us are free to a fault, and that is not helping us. And to some of us, we have lost our vision and our dreams. Our purpose, our projects are in disarray because we think we have all the freedom. She spoke about finances, spoke about decisions, spoke about education. She has said a lot, and it's up to us to make the decision whether the freedom we have in school, we will use it well, whether the time we have at our hands, we use it well, whatever we find our hands to do, we do it well, and not neglect the freedom because it could lead to slavery. And on that note, I want to tell you, we write the best citations in the whole world. And this is a romantic rhyme. Valentine is here. I'll read a little for you, okay? All right. So here we go. The kingless throne. This is a woman speaking to the husband. She wants a king on her throne. Every kingdom needs a king. So for a woman to write such a beautiful rhyme to the husband, you can come on board. See moi. I write the best romantic rhymes. Yeah, I do. What is the value of a throne without a king? What is the revenue of a bee when it stings? But to produce honey for sweetness. My throne is empty. My heart is lonely. Is it a fantasy or a folly? But no, I know my throne needs a king. Blah, blah, blah. I just want to whet your appetite. You can always see us divinely rhythmic. We write with our hearts, not with our hands. So that we write the best citations for you, for occasions, for ceremonies, for awards, anything. Just call on us, okay? All right. So the freedom in slavery, or the slavery in freedom. Oxymoron. Hey, please, this is literature. What I write, but big words like this draw me off. So, mommy, your last words before I give you your. Oh, no, you can let me give you your golden question. But before then, I want to ask. In marriage, some of us young ladies, we take things for granted, and in the end, we lose our marriages. That's also a way of. What advice will you give to the young men and women who just got married and they think it's just a bed of roses?
As you rightly said, in marriage, at times, most of us who are Christian are at first. Knowing very well that my husband is a Christian, a God-fearing, so he will not go out and misbehave. We take that for granted. We will not be submissive as a wife. When it comes to romantic life, we try to be rigid, and I'm a Christian, I'm praying, I'm fasting. But when it comes to things on bed, God loves it. Yes, God appreciates it. It's a form of worship.
I'm interested.
Yes. So, most of the problem in marriage is all about sex. And we, the holy women, yes, daughter of Zion.
I think we'll hold on with that. Don't give us all the juice.
Yes.
Wait to come back. Because I know you are very good at that aspect. Hey, so what I say?
Yes, it's part of it. Because if you're also of mommy and you don't know that, most of the marriages will collapse.
Okay.
I do counseling.
Oh, wow.
And this is most of the problem that comes to me. My wife is denying me. My wife is denying me. So we need to speak more on it. If this problem is solved, our marriages are here. And they will be living happily forever. Because all the side issues, she doesn't cook, she doesn't wash. When I do, she doesn't appreciate. The answer is yes.
So we are too free and it's ending into slavery and divorces and other things. We will talk on that very soon because I believe that it's something that God wants us to hit on. Wow. Okay, your golden question before you go. This is a simple question. Okay.
I hope it will be simple.
Okay, today I'm going to go simple for you. All right. You're an honorable woman. I always tell you, you look dignified, you speak well, you are a real Christian, and I admire you for that. If you are caught up that right now, we want you to be the regional minister of Bono East or Bono, and would your Christianity hinder you from doing that? And if you would accept it, what is the very first thing you do for women and children in the region? Women and children specifically.
Okay. Thank you for my
simple. Today is simple.
It's not simple. Thank you for my golden question. Yes, I'm a Christian, but if the opportunity comes, I will accept it. We need Christians in such position. Okay, before there can be a change, you need to be in leadership. If you are not a leader, you may have the good intentions, you can talk, but if the leader decides not to take it, where will it go? So if you are a Christian and a leader, there and then you can implement the godly thoughts, the godly plans that you have. So if I'm appointed or nominated as the regional minister, being a Christian won't hinder me. Good. I will accept it and let people know that the other side of Christian minister. Okay. I hope you understand. Yes. So, if I get the chance to be the regional minister in Home region, what I'll do to help women and girls is education. Because I'm into education, I know what girls go through. We have these young girls, teenage mothers who are giving birth and they drop out. They are just roaming about. Some have the desire to go back to the classroom, but the stigma is preventing them. So what I will do is, in my sector, this is what we are doing. We have classes for them after the formal school has closed, so that their peers won't be laughing at them. So I will encourage that and tell them that it's never too late to learn. Though you've given birth to 1, 2, you have the chance, you can go on. So, and if you are educated, you become more enlightened, you know the right decisions that you are supposed to take. So education will be my priority because I know that to be successful in life, you need the education, be it formal or informal. So education is my priority.
Powerful. Please, Mr. President, consider. Wow, that's powerful. And one thing you said that struck me was the fact that we have this Go Back project for pillars. We have a foundation, Golden Pillars Foundation, and we are currently having some girls, and one particular girl, she just delivered. And could you imagine the day she delivered? She delivered on my birthday. Whenever, I mean, I'm surprised. Why? That shows that it's really a prophetic thing we are doing. We want to call on board anyone who wants to support us. School is about reopening, and we need to get some support to put those girls back into the classroom. Because as Auntie says, she is into non-formal education. Most of the girls want to go, but there's stigma. But why should there be stigma from their friends who could equally have fallen victim? That is terrible. Even the society. Oh, please. I'm going to propose you to be the regional minister next time. Probably not this one. But thank you so much for coming. And before you go, your final words. But before then, how is Daddy doing? He's a good man. And the children?
Yeah, they are all being
powerful. Your children will be blessed because the heart you have is great. God bless you so much for being a support in Golden Intellectual School and everywhere. Whenever I call this lady to support me, she's always there. She loves people, and may God bless you. Your final words on slavery or freedom before you go.
My final word is from Deuteronomy 30, verse 15 to 17. The Bible says that I put before you evil and death, good and life, and I'm admonishing you to take good and live. So what I'm asking all of us today, that though we are free, we have all things at our disposal, but we should submit ourselves to the control and guidance of God, and our end will be successful. God bless us. You are indeed a golden pillar. I know you're already doing great things with adults and stuff, so this is just a symbol that's go on. And this time, I want you to focus a little more on the young ladies, because I know you have so much in you. I know that. So whenever I'm going, we go together. I am my boss. God bless you so much. And for Pillars Golden Moment, today I have a special package for you. This is specially for me. This one is special. Special power. And also, I have 2 packages for you. The children's. Okay, let me use this. I have 2 packages for you. This one and that one. When you step out, any orphan or any rural child you see, you want to bless the child. This is from Kids Golden Moments, our other program for children. And I know you've been watching that program a lot. You're one of my main next year I'll give you a dog as a prize. So God bless you so much. And this is also yours. Thank you so much for coming on the Pillars Golden Moments.
I'm grateful.
Okay. Indeed, a fool walks in darkness. Auntie B has given us light. She has given us wisdom to know, if not anything, you heard that we are free to do anything, but the choice is very important. We wish above all things that you prosper. The gold God has put in you, those beautiful talents that God has put in you. We pray that as you watch the Pillars Golden Moments every time from our various guests, you pick up that particular wisdom that will help you to be successful in life. Thank you so much for watching, for sharing, and always remember we have a date on the Pillars Golden Moment. I love you so much. Have a wonderful Yuletide, and may God bless you.